Welcome back to Malachi Gaming and Talk, and I am in my car recording this. I want to do this in my living room, but to start to record, of course everyone wants to call me and text me. My dog starts making a shit ton of noise. So you just hear, I hear him making a bunch of noise, and it ruins audio and like dead silence while I'm uploading my other video, which, by the way, it's going to be uploaded before this. Check out my Fallout New Vegas Good Springs video. DragonBallSuper Chapter 70. DragonBallSuper Chapter 70 picks off where we left off. Granola is going to get his wish. There is a catch. The dragon... So, you want to become the most powerful life form apart from the themselves. And Granola's like, yeah, do it. What is it? Okay. And the dragon's like, it is possible to make you stronger than you already are, but I cannot increase your power beyond your latent potential. Which means he does not naturally have the ability to become the strongest. Just doesn't. And so Granola's like, well, crap. Guess I can't do that now. There's no point. And then the dragon's like, hold up, my man. I didn't say it was impossible. There's a catch. But it's all on you. Do you want to do this or not? And that page ends Granola going, fine, do it. Whatever it takes. Because he just wants to get... And then we go over to Beerus is still training Vegeta. He's like, alright, start off small. Here's a pebble. Erase this pebble. You do. Vegeta's like, Wait. He's like, okay. And he's just straining like he has to poop the whole time. Beerus is just, what's this new comic of Batman? Oh, he adopted another orphan. But Vegeta manages to blow up the pebble, but Beerus quips, you merely blew up the pebble with regular ki, and not erase it. When you erase it, this is revealed for, because Neil deGrasse Tyson, if he were to see this, he'd come in with a smart-ass quick, well, you know, actually, because that's the tone that he doesn't intend to give it off, but he gives kind of tone. He'd be like, actually, that's physically impossible. Yeah, it's called fiction, but this actually something that Stephen Hawking did. Well, he didn't do it, but the theory behind black holes with Hawking radiation, when matter gets destroyed inside of a black, it's transformed into energy. Same thing happens when God of Destruction destroys something. That matter, and it explodes. On the next page, we see Beerus is like, hey, yeah, that never gets over that. And then he looks down and he burnt his magazine. He's like, oh crap. and Goku and Whis are still looking on from the side while they're doing their training. And wow, Beerus is training Vegeta again. It's like, is that a problem? He's like, nah, Vegeta can do his own thing. I'm doing Ultra Instinct. Goku is just interested in refining it to the Angel's level of strength. And Whis is like, well, you know, you're not all the strongest. And Vegeta's like, yeah, that would be me. And then it starts this little thing. Both of them start harassing the Oracle Fish, and Whis is just like, because Whis has had a bad feeling about what's been going on since the Oracle Fish had his little mumbling either last chapter before, and Vegeta's like, hey, it's gonna be me. Watch. He blows up a little pebble and it makes a bunch of energy. And then we go back to Planet Cereal. When I read this earlier today, it gave me chills. It's like an eerie thing. You see the Dragon Balls, and the two of them split away, and it's back to the Starry Night. And then it zooms in on Granola. His hair's super long. His figure hasn't really changed that much. He's still got the same composition, it seems, but age. He's got a Super Saiyan 3, and I think that's just because of him. That made his hair longer, not transformation. It's not a transformation, and you'll find out. He takes his telekinesis. He apparently has taste as Frieza does. Grabs a boulder, squeezes it, and he's like, "Whoa, what was that?" Surprised by his own power, but he's like, "Oh God, what was that? We being attacked?" And then he looks over and sees that the Dragon Ball's missing, and he's like, "Don't tell me." And he walks outside, and he looks up, and he's not happy. "Granola, what have you done?" "Dragon Balls?" "Yes. The strength I find is unrivaled in this universe." "What in the universe?" And this, I believe Toriyama is given foreshadowing, because what's going on with this page? Because Monaido something at the end of, why does it keep? What the hell? Back to the review after these technical 12 and 13. Okay, let me go to. There we go. And Granola turns around to Monaido and he's like, "I can now bring down Frieza." And Monaido's like, "You had to have used a condition, because generally Dragon Balls don't allow you to become more powerful than the user." However, it appears that Monaido made there could be a condition to get certain wishes. Kind of reminds me of certain stories about genies or jinns where there's a catch. You can have your wish, there's a catch. And of course, Monaido knows that Granola has sacrificed something. And that something you'll find out. But Monaido's like, all the foolish things you could have done. Listen. There's no better way to make use than the power you just had. And of course, Granola, he knew what he was getting into. He just was like, I ain't worried. I'm the strongest. Defeat anybody that gets in my way. He zooms off. And Monaido's just blaming himself. He says, "I have upended his life once." Is Toriyama saying that a previous wish on the Dragon Balls brought the Saiyans to Planet Cereal? Or is he just simply saying that his life has been upended once again? Interesting. Could a previous wish have caused somebody to get so strong that it brought the attention of the Frieza Force? Who knows? And maybe it's what they're going with. Maybe I'm just reading into things too much. But where'd my... And he flies off. Whis is keeping an eye on him. And when I thought, what? I thought, oh, because I misunderstood what was going on in this scene. He was cutting his hair. But I thought Granola was actually going to pull something like Moro and detect Whis spying on him. And Whis realizes what happened, and he's like, this could be bad. This is not good. And Granola cuts his hair, which shows that it wasn't a transformation, but his hair had grown out. And then Granola arrives at his destination. If this page will allow me to do this. Come on. There. I'm boom. Alright. And he arrives at the Heaters planet. And the Heaters are just a party, right? And so they're just like, dude, can you come back later? And they don't believe him when he says, I'm the strongest. And so they each try to beat him up. And he just literally does circles around them. And he reveals that he truly is strong enough to fight Frieza. And they kind of believe him now. But they're like, come on, as if you tell us what you did. And he's like, fine, I'll tell you. I used the Dragon Balls. And this shows that the Heaters are probably going to search for the Dragon Balls on Imperial. And like, hand over the Dragon Balls, and Monato, they have to recharge, and Monato's probably going to get murders. And there's the consequence that will likely be about. Because Granola's super arrogant about his new power. And after the Heaters tell him, oh hey, Frieza's over that way, it cuts to them having dinner, and they're like, how are this really puts a wrench into our plans, because they were trying to get Frieza out of the way to get his army by getting 7-3 and potentially having the power that Moro had. And that's what I think they were trying to do, or an army of 7-3s with the exact skill set. That's a possibility. But this has thrown a whole slew of problems into their plans. So they're like, we gotta eliminate Granola. And to do that, we gotta sick this on them. Because remember, Goku and Vegeta became famous after they defeated Moro. The award ceremony was aired throughout the galaxy. And so the Heaters are like, if we sick Granola on the Saiyans, they'll both be eliminated, and then or Granola will fail against both of the Saiyans, because because his reasoning is like, not even he can go against those two at once. But so we might be seeing in April, when the next chapter comes out on the 20th, we might be seeing the Goku versus Vegeta thing. And the chapter in, at last fate has brought these two, is bringing together, and it says, it's continuing on April 20th. But Granola got his wish. Now, am I entire honestly, I'm still a little miffed about him just getting such a huge power boost. Oh, I completely didn't finish my point. So he became, the condition was, and he revealed this to the heaters, the condition for his power boost was, in exchange for the life energy of his remaining years, and Cerealians live about 2 centuries. We find this out in his exchange with the heaters. He's like, hurry up and tell me what I need to know. I don't have much time left. And they're like, you're only 50. Your race lives to 200, right? And he's like, hey, well, in exchange for the power, the energy of his remaining 150 years was converted into that power. And so he became the strongest, and he only has 3 years left. So, after 3 years, Granola will die unless he gets the Dragon Balls and makes him, gets a different set of Dragon Balls, a more powerful set, and makes himself immortal. Which, maybe he will do that, maybe he will just expire, or maybe he will get erased by Vegeta. And will he end up killing Frieza? Will the Saiyans protect Frieza? Because now in Goku would be like, hey, we can't just let him kill him. Or Vegeta will probably be like, what do you mean? He's a tyrant. He's done all this horrible shit. And it's just, So we're definitely going to have Goku and Vegeta versus Granola. We're likely going to have Granola versus Frieza. We're going to have Granola versus, not oil, gas. Oil is the fat one. Gas is the skinny one that kind of looks like Predator and is supposed to be like super strong. And, but what is going to happen? Like, this chapter still has me like, what is going to happen? This is super cool. I'm not entirely fine with him getting so much power so fast, but it is reasonable to give him that catch, and the way they explained it is logical and not lore breaking as far as I know. Because this is obviously a different set of Dragon Balls, and there's never been a situation where a Dragon Ball's had to have a condition. And so, the condition was, like, yes, he was made stronger than the creator, but it was manipulating the life energy into power. So, like, if we were to try to apply physics, which I know sounds a bit ridiculous, but they kind of did that with explaining how a hakai erases matter, it converts it into energy. So, the dragon just merely converted life energy into power, strength, for Granola, even though it didn't make him super jacked. Just made his hair grow longer as if he had aged 150 years. And, so, yeah. Granola is on his way to, I believe he's either on his way to Frieza, or or the heaters are implying that they sent him to the Saiyans, or to find the Saiyans. So, he's going to his next battle, and I know this chapter was just showing his new strength. He blew up a boulder with his telekinetic power. He zipped around, and then he was like, hey, okay, I'm gonna get my information. The heaters were like, no, we're gonna beat you up. And he just literally ran circles around him. I'm not showing any more panels right now to try and avoid any copyright, even though I'm like critiquing this, but apparently Japan doesn't care about fair use. But like one of the coolest scenes in this, I know I left out the Granola versus the Heaters fight, and I will leave a link in the description below to Viz Media where you can read this very chapter. And you can do it for free for the next 3 months. This is not a paid promotion. This is just me talking about this. But, where was I? Oh yeah. The coolest part was when Oil threw like a portion of the floor at Granola, and Granola taps it and it turns to dust. And then that chick goes to attack him with magic. He grabs her magic, stretches it out, and slams her on the floor. And he's about to fight Gas, who is the predator looking dude, and the boss of the Heaters is like, nah, stop. We'll give him what he wants. But, man, that was just him flexing his new powers on people that are probably like, maybe above Ginyu Force level. Maybe at this point, because it's a couple decades, maybe they're like, Cell level. Maybe stronger, but don't want to highball it too much because they haven't had the same training as like the Saiyans. Then again, they've been mercenaries for 40 years, but that doesn't mean much. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be Cell strength, since look at the Ginyu Force. They were only like 80,000, and you know they've been doing their gig for at least 20 years because they were shown in the Broly movie whenever Frieza was about to blow up planet Vegeta. But that is enough of but to conclude this review, general takeaways, still it's definitely cool seeing Vegeta start learning the hakai. He's taking little baby steps with pebbles and blowing them up. We see that Goku isn't jealous of the God of Destruction energy. He's given Vegeta room to grow in his own way, and he wants to pursue Ultra Instinct and make sure that is perfected before he tries anything else, which is really immature for Goku. And what else? The Heaters, they're definitely trying to play this smart, because they're like, okay, we're outmatched now, but we can still play those sides and scheme a way to eliminate Granola, the Saiyans, and Frieza, and get ultimate power. This is very Machiavellian. But had to pause right there because my dad came by and he was trying to say something, like trying to tell me that my fiance had gone with our neighbors to the store, which she had already told me she was going to the store, but irrelevant to the chapter. just explain why I had to pause right there and why I went from being like this to just like, but not gonna do very much editing. But anyone that's familiar with Machiavelli, and I would suggest getting the audiobook or looking for the audiobook on YouTube and just listening to it. This guy, he did not have a good life, and so he always advised princes, as in his book The Prince, to be strong, be smart, and always scheming. And this really has Machiavellian vibes, because the heaters are like, if I can play it this way, like, not all is lost. I can play it this way and eliminate all the enemies and take ultimate power and take the Frieza army and still have 7-3. Granola is arrogant with his power. And so he may or may not be immediately thinking, are they playing me? He might. After all, he's had, 40? Well, maybe less than that, because it is implied that he was a child when the Saiyans came to his planet. He was about 10, because he's 50 years old, and it's been 40 years since the Saiyans destroyed his planet. So he'd be 10 when the Saiyans destroyed his planet. And so he's been, unless he started at 10, which is possible in the Dragon Ball universe. After all, Gohan was fighting Frieza Force soldiers at the age of, 5? 3? No, 5. So yeah, he could have anywhere between 30 years of experience on the field, 40 years of experience to 30 years of experience just fighting. And maybe even working with the heaters for that majority of time. So, we don't know the exact year that the Shigarians purchased the planet, but maybe he started then. So maybe he is aware that the heaters are gonna try and double cross him. Maybe he's just so arrogant that he's just like, yeah, I'm the strongest. And Goku is still training his Ultra Instinct, so maybe he's got some new tricks. And Vegeta is beginning to get a hold of the hakai. So, we might see him fail a hakai, or use the hakai and drain all his energy like we saw Goku do in the Zamasu arc. But overall, I really enjoyed this chapter. Not the Rona, swear, but it's just asthma. But overall, enjoyed this chapter. Really looking forward to seeing Granola really use his power, and looking forward to see what tricks Whis has taught Goku, other than just jumping around. I really thought that scene with Beerus was super funny whenever I was reading the chapter for the first time this morning. And Toriyama has always been good with his humor in the manga. And it's no wonder. He's had 30-something years to perfect his style. And he was funny back in the 80s when he was making Arale and Dragon Ball. And he's still got it, man. And he may be maybe passing the torch on to the next guy, but he's still got it. And it's not just BS in it like we were worried about. There's logic behind this. So, if you like today's video, if you're interested in seeing me talk about more anime content, I'm probably going to be talking about what happened in the March 14th chapter of One Piece, because there's the cliffhanger, and that has actually got me going, okay, I might make a video on this. I'm not going to make a video on every chapter of One Piece, however, because since they revealed that Kaido was revealing his hybrid form, they went back to what was happening with the Ice Oni stuff and what was going on with Sanji. And Sanji got his butt kicked because he fell into a trap with, like, a spider lady. And then there was this sort of cool moment with Robin, where she cloned herself and went in there, and it was alright, but it wasn't make a whole video over. And then the ending of chapter 1006, that has piqued my interest. And we got a resolution to the Ice Oni stuff. We got more, like, insight on the failed devil fruit that Vegapunk had on Punk Hazard, and Momo is bursting out of Yamato's chest as his dragon form. And we have CP0 in the background going like, yeah, we're so glad that was a failed devil fruit, because that came from Kaido. I might as well just save that for the video. But I'm stopping. Like, subscribe, share this video, follow the links down below to get you get subscribed to Patreon, and follow up on the rest of my channel, and check out my gameplay videos. I have gameplay of Doom, I have gameplay of Fallout New Vegas now, and I hope you enjoy your day. Hey, like, subscribe, and see you next time.